Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee and Headlines. This is our morning get-together live here on Facebook, where we connect our curiosity with news from our city, our state, our country, with things that are going on in the city, with our history, our traditions, our way of life, our way of being, our food, all the things that make us special and makes Mexico special. And we try to put it all together in a recipe that helps us, hopefully, have a better life here in Puerto Vallarta as a community of English-speaking locals. Today is August 5th, and here we are, once again, looking at the news that we're going to share this morning. If you are new to these broadcasts, my name is Paco, and it's always a pleasure to get together with you and say hello to you and welcome you if you are new to the broadcast. So if you are new to the broadcast, please let us know by writing the word new, and that way we will give you a little bit of a welcome. And if there's something super important that you want to discuss during the broadcast, please let us know by adding the letter Q at the beginning of your comment, and that way we'll make sure we won't miss it. Like I missed yesterday, sharing some important news from a local, from a member of our cluster. Today we have news about cruise ship arrivals, about local cruises here in the Bay. We have news about highway, a little geography lesson. What else do we have? We also have Uber woes. Sure, why not? And we also have whatever it is that is on your mind in the second half of the broadcast. So do let me know what is on your mind this morning. This morning, what's on my mind is that I have cabin fever and I really, really must go out for a walk today. I don't know where I'm going to walk, but I'll make sure that I'll bring my camera just in case something exciting happens. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. Let us get done with our news, and then we'll have a chance to connect through our comments and our questions and our remarks. Oh, but before we do that, I see a new person, so we might as well say, everybody say welcome to Bob Farmer, who is joining us for the first time. Bob, welcome to Coffee and Headlines. Everybody go welcome Bob. And, oh my God, I haven't shaved. Okay, yes, I haven't shaved. I'm a hermit. That's it. Let us dive into the news. Meanwhile, please take some time to make Bob feel right at home, and we'll take it from there. Now, don't frighten him. He is just arriving. Love, exciting and new. The first cruise ship is returning to Puerto Vallarta after months. It will be the Carnival Panorama, and it'll arrive during the week of August 23rd. In the past, cruise ships sailing from California used to make stops in Puerto Vallarta on a Wednesday. So it is tentatively expected that the Panorama will arrive in town on the 25th of this month. Puerto Vallarta's cruise terminal officials confirmed that the vessel is carrying 70% of their passenger capacity, and both passengers and crew will be previously vaccinated to hopefully guarantee an uneventful trip as far as COVID-19 is concerned. I know that many people await for this arrival, very exciting, with much anticipation, with much excitement, because the cruise industry is an important part of the economic engine of Puerto Vallarta. And I see that Glee Audrey has a comment here. Cruise ship now? Well, yeah, it is easy to come to that conclusion, Glee Audrey, but it's one of those things, there's the balance between tourism and economic recovery and our health. But it is what it is. It is happening. And I see another new person. Oh my goodness. Hello, Roger Chip Thompson. I shouldn't be looking at my comments because I get distracted, as I clearly have gotten distracted, but I get excited when we see new people. So everybody, please say hello to Roger while I continue going on with the news. So I just told you about the cruise ships that are coming back. I also want to let you know that tourism arrivals in Puerto Vallarta, Mazatlan, and Los Cabos have reached historical numbers this summer, despite the current sanitary restrictions, largely due to Mexico's lack of restrictions for visitors wishing to enter the country. Last month's Puerto Vallarta airport welcomed, can you imagine, do you have any idea how many people flew into Puerto Vallarta last month? 457,000 people, and that is 5 times more than last year. It's a fragile balance between economic recovery and sanitary well-being, if you ask me. And of course, while in Puerto Vallarta this past Monday, Mexico's President Andrés Manuel López Obrador once again emphasized that Mexico as a federation will not require vaccination certificates for people to enter the country or restaurants or other businesses. However, each state has the faculty to implement such measures, and these measures will be respected. When our president was asked specifically about current bar restrictions in the state of Jalisco, López Obrador responded, the general guideline is that we are responsible for our own well-being. We have experience and know what we need to do to take care of ourselves. But do we? That's the problem. One thing is what our president says, and another thing is what seems to be the case, which is that this whole issue of trust has not worked so well for Mexico, has it? This past Tuesday, the state of Nayarit registered almost 400 new cases of COVID-19 and 9 deaths in a single day. Nayarit has had restrictions in place for restaurants, bars, and other businesses for the past 3 weeks. In spite of this, the number of COVID cases continues to increase. But back to cruise trips, but now talking about the local ones, this summer has been good for local bay cruises. According to port authorities, there has been a 57% increase in the past 6 months in local cruise activity when compared to last year. Well, of course it has. Last year, everything was completely shut down. But again, we looked at the number of passengers that have arrived in our airport. Do you have any idea how many people have taken bay cruises, like the ones we see just like out in the ocean? This year, according to port authorities, up until July, 232,651 passengers have taken a local cruise. Meanwhile, we're sitting here and just wondering what to do with ourselves because we know we're supposed to stay home. I want a vacation, but I don't know where I want to go. Yesterday, we mentioned that there are major strikes going on between gas companies, and I mean the gas that we use to cook our food and heat our water. Elsewhere in Mexico, near Mexico City, there have been a number of manifestations and protests, but the nice folks at Noticias Pepe reached out to the local gas companies, and we have nothing to worry about here in Puerto Vallarta as far as gas shortages are concerned. But we continue to be vigilant about this difference of opinion between our president and the gas manufacturers or distributors that wish to increase the price of their product. Now, let's dive into the weather forecast for today, and then we'll continue on with a couple of other headlines that I would love to share with you. Doobie, all these clouds are fracking depressing, says our snarky carrot weatherman. We also learned that it is 27 degrees right now. It feels like 32. Humidity is at 87%, and our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees is 81 degrees. Our forecast for today: rain and humidity throughout the day. And what a nice rainstorm we had yesterday afternoon. I don't know about the rest of the city, but yesterday it just rained beautifully. Rain and humidity throughout the day, high temperature of 30, low temperature of 24. Friday, rain starting in the afternoon. We can expect a high temperature of 30 and a low temperature of 24. Saturday, we can expect rain again starting in the afternoon with a high temperature of 31 and a low temperature of 23. And that is our weather forecast. Now let me get back to some of these headlines because I have some interesting information that I wish to continue sharing with you. One of those things is we were all wondering if, first we learned that President Lopez Obrador was going to be in the Bay Area to inspect a number of projects, including the Guadalajara to Puerto Vallarta highway that we've been expecting for a couple of centuries. And then we learned that he didn't get a chance to inspect that project, apparently. But our president did have an opportunity, to discuss the highway with our upcoming or recently elected mayor, Luis Michel. Luis Michel had the opportunity to talk to the president about this, and everything seems to indicate that the new highway is coming within a year. But of course, while we've been really excited about the new highway, some of us have just been thinking about the highway. Others have been thinking about geography, and I'm going to tell you why. Let's take a quick look at our Google map. So here's Puerto Vallarta, and here is the highway coming from Guadalajara. It comes here, and then there's a new extension that is supposed to come from this point over here and come down and be super fast, and that hasn't happened. But if you notice, the only other access point to our city from the north end is the old highway. So while there may be a lot of traffic coming into Puerto Vallarta proper, what about all those trucks or large buses that simply want to continue south? They have no choice but to enter our city presently. And we know what it's like in downtown Puerto Vallarta. We know what it's like to have all the traffic that we have. So it's a no-brainer to think, well, shouldn't they be building some kind of overpass or beltway that goes around the city and comes out on the south shore so that people can just avoid Puerto Vallarta if they don't have to come to the city? Well, guess what? There is such a project. See, here is a project of the new highway, which would end up here. And then there is this overpass, which you probably, or many of you have not even heard about, an overpass or a beltway that would circumvent the whole city and just continue on the highway heading south, which would be absolutely wonderful. So the challenge, as our new mayor presented to our president, is, well, it'll be nice and dandy when the new highway from Guadalajara gets built, because it will be a lot easier for people to come to Puerto Vallarta from Guadalajara or points north. But what happens to our city? It's going to become this crazy funnel from hell with all the vehicles. So the bypass makes a lot of sense. And so you're probably wondering, when is this going to happen? You know, who is authorizing this bypass? Why haven't we talked about it? Why haven't we heard about it? Well, it was announced by our governor in this news note from Vallarta Independiente, but this news note was published on August 24, 2018. And the headline says Alfaro, that's our governor, confirms construction of the Beltway around Puerto Vallarta without affecting the mountain. Well, that's lovely, but again, he confirmed it back in 2018. So, yes, are we ever going to see this happen? We don't know. But I thought I would share a little bit of geography about these projects. Needless to say, the project is out there. We don't know exactly when it's going to happen, but I just want to give you a sense as to the problems we will face as a city once the new Guadalajara highway is completed. The number of cars entering our city will make it very, very difficult to manage. But we are the friendliest city in the world, according to some, and the happiest city, and what do you know? Okay, I'm going to stop being a cynic, and I'm going to tell you now about Uber woes. Have you been having Uber woes? Well, apparently, there are no Uber cars anymore. I'm not saying that factually, but nowadays, you want to get an Uber, you have to wait, and that's the way it is. Uber continues to be the only officially sanctioned platform here in Puerto Vallarta, although a lot of people are using InDriver or InDrive. I forget what it's called. I don't use it because there's no insurance. And I just want to let you know that if you've been feeling like upset because there are no Ubers out there, you're not alone. A lot of drivers are shifting away from the platform, and hopefully that'll exert that will be interpreted by Uber as some kind of pressure to change their guidelines and make them more user friendly. I don't know. All I know is, personally, if I have to take an Uber now, I plan some 15 or 20 minutes ahead of time when I call it. Although sometimes I have been surprised that there's been an Uber right around the corner. So it's one of those things in which you want to be ready for your Uber. But in case you have to wait 15 or 20 minutes, just plan on doing something while this is happening, while you're waiting. And last but not least, before we get started with our comments, yesterday I failed to mention something that was submitted to me by our friend Dale, who's a regular here at the broadcast. Dale says, "Hi, I'm looking for Spanish books, short stories, novels, picture books for a library I am helping to create at the women's prison. Also, we are accepting donations of sanitary napkins, bars of soap, shampoo, toothpaste. It is an ongoing project and have visited the prison twice with organizer Anne-Marie from Vallarta Abuelos and my organization Esperanza Project. Donations required by August 20. I can arrange pickup or drop-off address. Are you able to mention this on one of your morning shows?" We just did. And this morning, I reached out to Dale and I asked her, well, how do folks get in touch with you? And Dale said, just send her a private message. And Dale's name is, let me see if I can remember, because I don't know. Dale, are you here somewhere? If you're here, Dale, just raise your hand virtually, make a comment, so that people know that you are here and people can actually connect with you directly. I'm going to mess up her last name, but I'm going to write it on a comment. Dale Boo. Oh, my goodness. No, I'm not going to risk it because I don't remember Dale's last name. But it starts with a B. So, Dale, please say something if you're here. And if not, well, just look for Dale in an upcoming broadcast. And that's what we have. And let's see. Now we take a look at your comments just to see what everybody's thinking. Let's see. Albert says the whole world is burning up lately. Must be time for an ice cold raicilla. I've been doing my iced coffee regime nonstop now. Every now and then I'll have a hot coffee, but ice cold raicilla sounds delightful. Maybe ice cold mezcal for me, but ice cold raicilla sounds delightful as well, even at this time of day. Good morning, my sunshine, Harper, professor, darling, sweetie, handsome man. How are you today? Let's see what else we have. Oh, thank you very much. Linda, I did have a wonderful night's sleep last night, and I think I'm all good to go after having had my second vaccine of AstraZeneca a couple of days ago, and I'm ready to face the world again. Carefully, of course. Let's see what else we have. Da 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 da. Talk about a brutally small world. On my flight here from Dallas yesterday, the fellow sitting next to me is also a regular here at Coffee and Headlines. That is so wonderful to read. Let's celebrate that. And David, I hope you got home without any major incident or got into Puerto Vallarta and you're doing okay. Let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see. Oh, you guys are all over the place. I love it. Cinco de Diciembre is in the house. Emiliano Zapata's in the house. We said hello to Bob, and so did you. Let's see what else we have. I'm scrolling. I am scrolling. Ramona thinks I look great. The prick did me well. Oh, girl. Yes, pricks usually do. Yes, yes, yes. Let's see. We said hello to Roger as well. Yes, yes, yes. Let's see what else. I saw a couple of interesting comments. You always have interesting comments. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Tourism and economic recovery are highly important, but to do this in a month where mandates have been put into effect for our health and safety seems a bit premature. You know, Charlotte, all I can say to you is there are times in which I don't understand the decisions either. And I can choose to drive myself crazy and nervous and stressful and all that stuff, or I can choose to have a little faith and say, well, there are people in charge and they're probably better equipped with science and knowledge and facts than I am. So I try to have a leap of faith. I mean, I don't understand why Mexico doesn't have any more restrictions for people entering the country, for example, but I need to trust that there are authorities in health and science and economics and politics, for better or worse, that understand these things better than I do. So I know it's probably not very reassuring, but that's what it is. Suzanne asks, has anyone received their corrected vaccination certificate yet? When I applied for mine the first time, both vaccination dates were incorrect. I know that some people have received it correctly, Suzanne. I know that other people have needed corrections. I have been tempted to go and print mine, but I just got my second shot 2 days ago and I'm not flying anywhere and there are no restrictions here, so I don't need it yet. But I do know that there is a procedure through which you can have some corrections sent. And I understand that when you receive the PDF, the certificate, in the same email that you receive it, there is a link for you to report any kind of mistakes. That's what I've heard. Let's see. Welcome, Roger and Bob, to the geriatric boomer ward. Oh my goodness, is that what we are? Oh, and there's Dale. Oh, good, Dale. Oh, that's how you spell your last name. I knew I was close. But here's Dale. Everybody say hello to Dale. If you have any goods that she for the things that she's looking for, again, Dale is looking for sanitary napkins, bars of soap, shampoo, toothpaste, and books. Books in Spanish. Let's see. Gail asks, can you do a comparative between 2019 and 2021 tourist arrivals, etc.? I cannot, Gail. I can ask Alexa, but she may or may not know the answer. We do headlines quite well. We don't do research quite well, unfortunately. It's time consuming and But if I happen to run into that factoid, I will be happy to share it. Da 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 da. Let's see. Oh, that rain yesterday brought such a lovely evening breeze. I almost went out, just walking in the rain because it was warm and it felt good. Um, one of those things. Let's see what else. Let's see what else. Beltway one day. Beltway someday, maybe, Alan. I don't know when we're gonna have that. Da 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 da. And Dale says, "Thank you." And Dale, I do hope that you receive some takers. Also, no, Dale, keep this in mind. A lot. What I know this from when I used to do consulting work for the local library at Los Mangos. Um, a lot of time, people bring books to Los Mangos thinking that the library can accept books just like that. But believe it or not, the library is not necessarily equipped to receive that many books, or at least it hadn't been in the past. So the library, the Los Mangos Library, may have a surplus of Spanish books available should you wish to contact them directly. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-bum. Let's see. Alain says the highway will be completed at the time when poverty has been eradicated from the planet. Probably, probably. We don't know exactly when these things are going to be completed, but it is what it is. Let's see. We have been notified that masks will be required indoors and a negative test prior to boarding, even though we are vaccinated. I just wanted to visit your beautiful city before booking longer vacations in the future. I think I read earlier, Roger, that you and your partner are taking a cruise ship. Good luck with that. I hope you have a wonderful trip, but stay careful and mindful of the local guidelines. Um, oh, David, Butterfingers, yes. I will be so very glad to get in touch with you so we can retrieve Butterfingers. We love Butterfingers, and thank you so much for thinking of us. They are absolutely delicious. Um, um, are the bars on the ships closed while they're docked in Jalisco? Probably not, because when you hop on a boat, you're entering the country, or you're entering an international chingadera. I don't. What do I know, Alan? I don't know if you can drink on the boats while they're docked in Jalisco. What kind of a crazy question is that? It's a great question, but I don't know. I would certainly hope that that the bars on the ships are operating as normal. But I don't know. I've never taken a cruise ship, so I don't even know why I even try to tackle that question. Oh, I know why, because it had a queue at the beginning. Let's see. Oh my goodness, this says that there's only four of you watching live. That can't be right. That can't be right. But maybe there's only four of you watching live. Why do I know? Let's see what else we have. Da 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 da. Let's see. I think we are getting. Oh, thank you very much. Vallarta Daily reported July 19, 2021 that international tourism increased 198.5% year over year. Wow. Um, let's see what else we have. It says 47 is watching. Yeah, the numbers are really crazy, but that's okay. All I care is that it's quality people, and that's all that matters to me. Uh, 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 when imports bars are open, but casinos on board are closed. Okay, there you go. Sherry must have taken a cruise. I've never been there. Matthew says, if there's only four people, then I'm one of them. Yay, Matthew, I hope you had a wonderful birthday yesterday. Um, and Professor Harper is still here. Yay! So you guys are all still here. With all that said and done, it is already 11 o'clock in the morning, so I think we've delivered. We've delivered our program just like we have in the past, or at least we've tried. Today is Thursday. I don't know what you have planned for the day, but I am going to go out for a walk and see what I find out there. If I go out walking to a place where we haven't been before, I'll bring my cameras and we'll report. If not, I will be here tomorrow anyway. So thank you. Thank you very much for joining us, and thank you very much for being a part of this community. If you found yourself enlightened, inspired, or otherwise amused, please remember that we are here thanks to your ongoing contributions and memberships. So kindly visit buymeacoffee.com/Ojeda to learn more about that. Between now and the next time I see you, please stay kind, stay happy, stay safe, and remember to follow the guidelines. Have a great day.